Coach Joe, you're muted.
That's why I have you, honey. Thank you. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the college planning webinar. I just want to take a moment to please appreciate yourself and pat yourself at the back. You're sitting here, you want to learn, you want to help your child. So that makes you a winner in my books. Okay, the rest are all semantics. Your intention is wonderful and you're here. So that's what matters. I have Prisha here. She's my wonderful webinar admin. Please type away any questions that you have. There's no silly question. You're here to learn and grow and to help your team. Prisha will compile all the questions and ask me. So let's get started. You are in the college planning webinar. Okay, so Prisha, which screen do you see?
Right now we see the slides, the college planning webinar slides.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's get started. I'll just go over, I have a whole presentation. It's like compressed with a lot of information. Please don't get overwhelmed. There's a lot of content, but it doesn't mean that you have to gain this knowledge all in one day. I mean, I do this for a living. So please don't think that you're supposed to know everything that is here. No, it's you're here, you're trying to learn. So that's what matters. Okay. So a little bit about me, who I am. This is my family, my crazy family. My older one is 20. He's in Georgia Tech. The younger one, I should update it. He's in grade 10. I live in Chester Springs, in the suburbs of Pennsylvania. My kids go and they went to the Downingtown School District, right? So I was in the corporate world for like over 20 years. I quit all of it one day, 2.5 years back precisely, to follow my passion. I figured what my purpose was is to help teens reach their maximum potential, right? So I offer a lot of courses. I do a lot of research. I'm also doing research, which I'm going to speak about. So that's who I am. My ventures, I have Gifted Gabber, that's solely an educational company. I have Gabber Girl, that is social media content creation for women entrepreneurs or anybody. I have Nerd Boy, which is an IT company. All the weird names are like taken by me. And I also have a nonprofit, Inspire Youth. And I have to tell you that just today, my organization was certified for the Presidential Service Volunteer Award. I can give that from my organization. So these are my efforts. Okay, and I just want to go over my certifications. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a positive psychology coach. I coach kids with ADHD. If you've not followed me, I'm pretty much in that spectrum. I'm extremely hyperactive. I impatient and everything, but that's offset a little bit with an above level IQ, which helped me through school, college, and everything. But I know the struggles of not being able to focus. So that is one of my pet peeves, is helping parents educate about learning differences. The IEP, which is the independent educational plan that you have in school, the 504, all that. I'm not an expert, but I do have experts that I offer. Anytime your child shows signs of restlessness, not being able to focus, please get them, talk to the school counselor and they'll be able to help you. So I coach ADHD kids. I'm not licensed to treat them or anything. I just coach them the life skills like time management and everything. Then I'm an executive functioning coach. It's not the corporate world as you think. Executive functioning skills are the 12 or 13 skills in the prefrontal cortex of the brain. That is like the whole system of functioning, your time management, your prioritization, planning, metacognition, focus, everything lies in the prefrontal cortex of the brain. And in teens, it's still developing. Like the high schoolers, it's still developing, but the whole system puts so much pressure on the part of the brain that is still developing. You get it? So I'm trained under Peg Dawson. I'm also doing a research on the performance of Gen Z. We wouldn't call them Gen Z anymore. They're the alpha generation. Like, what is it that makes them tick, right? So basically, the alpha generation or the Gen Z generation is super, super, super intelligent. Got it? They can absorb things so quickly, the brain processing is way better. It's I would say it's like evolution, right, from the Stone Age, like from when we were growing to now, because they're exposed so much. But the only problem that I know and see is their attention span is only between 7 to 8 seconds. So it's instant gratification. Like when you want to make them do any deep work or deep studying, that's where they struggle. And nobody teaches them. Only if you are in the special program does the school teach you those skills. But otherwise, nobody teaches a high schooler how to plan their schedule, how to study, and everything. And automatically, you expect them to like take millions of APs, do extracurricular, and land in the best college. It's so unfair, right? In the corporate world, you have a whole project manager. You have different systems like agile methodology and everything to help you get through the project. But what do kids have? Have you ever sat down, and has anybody sat down with your child and taught them how to plan? No, right? So I do that. I have study skills and everything that I teach them. I incorporate that in my counseling program. Then I'm also a meditation instructor. My brain is like a monkey. So the meditation is like a banana to make me sit still. So if you see the tons of emails that you get, the posts, and everything that you see on social media and everywhere, it's because I want to share so much, right? So when my son was in high school, I didn't have these kind of resources, right? It was very hard to find it. I found a coach in San Diego and flew him over on the red eye, but educational programs that like cater and enhance your teen's experience, that is something that I couldn't find. And I decided that that's something that I'm going to create. And I don't have a boss. I can just create whatever programs that can help teens. If it fails, it fails. It does not reflect on my performance appraisal, my bank balance probably, but it's okay. So that is the way I go about developing a program, is being a college counselor. I know I placed students in college. I have access to other counselors and their data. And it's not a science, but I know what colleges are looking for, and I create programs and counseling and coaching to gear towards that. Got it? And I also did my college counseling from UC Berkeley. Now the UC Berkeley counseling students, they sort of shadow me to complete their practicum to learn my counseling methodology. That's me. Okay, so let's dive right into it. College admissions. I want you to just take a moment to break the ice. You can type away what you feel about college admissions, okay? I just want to take a minute to see what your thoughts are about college admissions, okay? Yeah, what are your thoughts about it? Is it confusing? Have you gotten it figured out? Are you nervous? Whatever it is, you can type away. Okay, so yeah, there's too much hype. They make it unnecessarily complicated. Yes, the intention is to make it confusing and complex so that you can open your wallet and give them away. Exactly, it is a tedious process. They deliberately do it, but I'm going to break it down. I mean, I went to school for it, and I'm in it, so it's much easier for me, but I can completely understand. It is designed to be confusing. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, Let me tell you one thing. In my webinar, you're only going to get honesty. There's not going to be any sugarcoating or anything. I will express things the way they are. Okay. So college is a business. Okay. The person who can afford wins. It's like a very complicated, convoluted corporate kind of an environment. They have recruiters who are like admission officers to recruit students and everything. It's like that. And it's also based on supply and demand. Okay, so this is the reality. Okay, and after, okay, it's not that very either. I will tell you the formula. I will go over the process. At the end of the webinar, you'll go back with good information. Okay, but I will break it down to you. So the agenda that I'm going to go over is I'm going to go over the cost of college, the college admission process, scholarships. There are so many scholarships out there. You don't need to break your bank. Got it? I have an overflow of 529 from my son, and I have to use it for my younger son, right? So because he got scholarships, and there's extra money there as well. Then special needs, that's my passion, like learning disabilities. I have placed students in very good schools, and my solution or offerings. Okay, so let's get on with the cost of attending college. The ticker price, if you don't like put any scholarship or anything, the cost of attendance in a not-for-profit, I'm talking about a private, it's about 53K. Okay, 53 to 54. This is not the in-state school and everything. And also you need to watch very carefully. The cost of attendance is a combination of everything. It's the tuition, room and board. Room and board is quite expensive. If you are studying in an Ivy, they are all situated in the main cities like New York. If you're in Columbia, if you're in UPenn, Wharton, it's super expensive. You will be paying like 15 or nearly 20 grand for room and board. Then there's transportation, there are other expenses. And also because of inflation, the cost of college is also going up. But you have a chance of shaving 50% off, nearly 50% off, or sometimes 75, or if you get full tuition or full ride, I'll tell you the difference, then it will significantly bring down your college, but you're looking at 200K per child. Okay. This is the cost of Ivy. Okay. So if you are going to send your child to Ivy, you're looking at 80 to 85 grand a year. My son got into Duke and Johns Hopkins. He would have gotten a lot of merit, but he refused to go. He's like, Mom, no, I'm going to go to Georgia Tech. It's equally good. And he's happy there. Got it? But you are looking at nearly 80 to 85K. And I will tell you a secret, and reality is Ivies do not give merit scholarships. They don't have to. They are like very sought after. They will give financial aid. Financial aid is if your income is below 100 or 80 or something, which is not in most of our cases. So this is the cost of going into Ivy. Okay, then if you see here, the cost of college has significantly gone up, right? And because it is a business, right? And okay, so that was the cost of colleges. Now I'm going to go over the process or the criteria that the colleges look for, and also how does admission work? How does admission work? It's not very straightforward as you think, and it's also not just grades and test scores. Got it? There's a lot of parameters to it, like extracurricular activities, and a lot of other things which I'm going to go over. There are factors that are there in the college admission. So a college is asking these essential questions when they are trying to look for students, or they're trying to admit students. These are the essential questions that they are asking in an application. How are your grades? Okay, if ever anybody told you that grades don't matter, they are completely wrong. Please don't believe them. Grades are the #1 factor in getting into school. Got it? And they also want to see in your profile if you are academically capable of studying in here or in the college. Got it? Like, do you have the eagerness to learn, the curiosity and everything? And there are many components in the college applications that they can figure out how to pick. It's just like we parents, right? We know when we go to buy grocery, which is the best looking apple, the best looking banana or tomatoes, right? Colleges are exactly like that. They know how to pick the best candidates for them. Got it? And what are the unique qualities that you're bringing, right? Why should we select you? What's so unique about you, right? And what impact have you done so far? So the past is equal to the future in their opinion. Like, what impact have you done? Community service? Have you done leadership? Have you like done something significant extracurricular wise? How have you pushed yourself? They're going to see that. What, and also, what is your potential, right? There are many parts of the college application, and over 4 years, you're not just going to do this overnight, right? You're going to accumulate this in 9th, 10th, 11th, like before 12th, we are already going to apply. Like right now, we are in the application process. So it's a sum total of all the 4 years. These are the things that colleges are looking for, bottom line, okay? This is very at a high level. I'm going to break it down into components in the subsequent slide. Okay, if you have any questions, please type away. Okay. So this is how an admission process works. So the thing is, the colleges have regional admissions officer. Okay, I'm just going to give you an example of Duke. Duke is located, is it North Carolina? Yeah, it's located in North Carolina. But they have a regional admission officer for pretty much every state, for Pennsylvania, for New Jersey, for Virginia, for Alaska, and everything. And when you submit your application, the regional admission officer collects it, okay, and does the first review. And then they have an admissions committee, which is in Duke, they will have a meeting or something, and all the admission officers will come there and say, hey, my candidate, take my candidate, take my candidate. Okay, and then everybody is like, yes, it is for 10th grader. Like I mentioned, there's a question that said, it's a seminar for 10th grader, it's for high school, right? You need to understand the college process in order to plan for college, right? You need to understand what is going on. And yes, everything is recorded and it will be shared with you through the email, okay? So this is the process that you need to understand so that you can start building your profile, okay? And basically, there's an admissions committee. The regional admission officer will collect the applications. They have their own rubric that they don't have to give it out, right? So they, in my opinion, like have different weightage to different things. And the first level of filtering is done by the regional admission officer. Then they present the student profile to the admissions committee. And in admissions committee, there's almost a fist fight where different people from different states will say, hey, take my student, hey, take my student. And also to complicate it further, sometimes the sports team or the sports coach will say, hey, you know what, can you look for a quarterback for Duke? Or the swim coach will say, hey, can you get me a guy who has swim? So the regional admission officer will have all those requirements for that year. And then the admissions committee will vote, okay? And then they'll either accept a candidate, they'll deny, or they'll put it in the wait list. They're like, let's see, not in the first pile. If we don't get anything, we'll look over it. So this is the 5-step process in the admissions in college. If you have any questions about this process, please type, because this is something that you got to imprint, or you got to take a printout of it and put it in front of in your refrigerator or anything, okay? So this is the college process, okay? So I'm just going to read an acceptance letter from Duke, okay? Like it's a handwritten admissions like acceptance letter. It says, I enjoyed reviewing your application, and the admissions committee was impressed by your innovative projects and research prowess. At Duke, you can continue innovating in maker space like Foundry and through programs like Duke Spin. STEAM, Innovation Collab. I hope you join me in the family. So you see here, the admission officer is saying that the admissions committee was impressed by their application, right? So this is how the process works. Any questions about the process, please type away, because this is a very crucial component of the admission process. Okay, now I'm going to go over the 12 factors. Okay, at a high level, I told you what a college was looking for. That's fairly vague in my opinion, don't you agree? Now I'm going to break it down into the factors in the college admissions. Sorry about that. Okay, so the information that I'm going to share with you is from the National Association of College Admission Counseling. This is not something that you will get over Google. It's it's for counselors. And this will further break it down into what are the list of priorities that colleges look for. Okay, so this is the priority. Number one is grades in all courses. So grades means they're looking at 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So your question may be, hey, when I'm applying in 12th grade, I'm not finished it. So the college will ask for a mid-year report and a final report. And in the final report or your mid-year report, if your grades fall, they will not give you your admission. They'll take it back, the acceptance. So the grades are very, very, very important, right? And your test scores, standardized test scores, your SAT, ACT scores are the second factor. The third factor is the strength of your curriculum. How well you have pushed yourself, or what are the courses that you've taken that show your interest or sort of your rigor. Got it? That's the third factor. Okay, so you're applying, for example, I'll tell you, you're applying for a pre-med school. So they expect biology, chemistry, physics, and math to be there, right? You're applying for a computer science major, they expect some amount of programming or course to be there. You're applying for business, they expect that. So that is the curriculum that they see, whether you've taken honors, whether you've taken regular, you've taken APs and everything. Fourth is the essay. Remember when I said, what are the unique qualities, right? That is what you show in your essay. Okay, and don't worry, I'm going to further break it down into the year as well. I'm just going to go over the component first, and then I'm going to break it down into what years they are. Then there is counselor recommendation. Again, this is in the 12th grade, but it's again a sum total of everywhere, like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And I always tell my students, make the counselor your best friend, right? They have a huge course load. They have over 250 people. 250 students per counselor, but you've got to make an impact. Go speak to them, like at least make them remember your name, and take their help in course selection and everything. Then there's also students' demonstrated interest. Colleges track whether you've joined their email list, whether you're following them on social media. Like I said, they have all the information, just like any marketing website can collect cookies and everything and know your whether you've been on the website. Colleges collect that. It's because they want to see whether a student is really interested in joining their college. Like, for example, if you're interested in something, you'll go dig deep into a particular website to learn about it, right? So they track that. So that's another factor, because when they have to give scholarship money, they want to give it to a student who really, really wants to go to their school. The thing is, the colleges are trying to fill the seats, right? There is no prediction. Like, each student is applying to 10 to 15 colleges, right? So they don't know for sure, like, if a student is going to get admitted in their place or not. ED is another thing that I'll explain, but that they track. Then teacher recommendation. Extremely important. So the teacher gives you recommendation based on not just grades, but how well you sort of engage in the class. Do you show intellectual curiosity, your writing skills, all that? Like, how do you contribute to the whole thing? The teacher recommendation is very important. Again, it's a sum total, right? From 9th grade onwards, you need to start building relationships. Okay, then class rank. Most of the schools don't offer class rank, but some colleges like Hofstra is very competitive BSMD program, which is a combined medical program, they tell you that if you're not in the top 5% of the class rank, don't even apply. Got it? So class rank is something that counselors have in their database, but they don't announce it. Okay. Then there's extracurricular activities, right? So extracurricular activities is a combination. You have 10 spaces when you're about to apply. So you need to have like quality activities, but you need to pace it out all 4 years. You're not going to have like leadership right in grade 9, but you got to build it. Okay. Grade 9, as soon as you enter, it's all about exploring. Go explore whatever you want. Develop like healthy study skills. And then sort of in your sophomore and junior year, you're going to get those leadership experience that come with that. So colleges look for those leadership experience and a gradual progress in it. Then your subject scores also matter. Like if you've taken an AP test, like if you've taken AP, you go and give the AP exam, they look at those scores as well. Then interview is in Ivies. Like, for example, if you're applying to Harvard, there will be an interview with the alumni. That's not that great of a deal. It's always already in the bottom, but it's one of the factors. And also this state graduation exam scores, like some of the, like we have Keystone, I'm in Pennsylvania. So those Keystone scores matter as well. So these are the 12 components in priority that's needed. Okay. Yeah, please. Yeah, don't scribble there. I don't know how to like disable that feature on Zoom. So any questions about these priorities, please type them, because now I'm going to split it by grades. Okay, so here is the split based on grades. Okay, grades all of the years matter. Test scores is whenever you take it, SAT or ACT, doesn't matter. I prefer ACT. A lot of parents thinks it's only SAT, and a lot of tutors, they make money over SAT, but personally, my students do fantastic in ACT, including my son. He couldn't score very well in SAT, he cried buckets, but ACT, he got a super score of 35. So that is there. I want you to consider that as well. The strength of the curriculum, all 4 years matter. Essay, we only focus it on grade 12. It's during the summer. You don't need to write an essay now, blah. It doesn't even count, blah. Okay, then you have the counselor recommendation. Again, you go and ask the counselor in grade 12, but then you should have established a relationship. Demonstrated interest is going to the website, getting into the mailing list, taking a virtual tour, all that is in grade 12. Teacher recommendation is grade 12. Class rank is important for all grades. Extracurricular activities, all grades. Test scores, your AP scores, your honors exam scores, all grades. Interview is typically in grade 12. Okay, and your exam test scores are very, very important as well. Okay. Next, I'm going to split it into these components. I'm just going to pull them apart. Any questions, please type away. And also, Prisha, you want to share our social media links, our Facebook group, Instagram. I share a lot of content on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media that is there. I share a lot of content, and they are created by my interns. They're all high school students who intern with me, who do research and create the social media content. Prisha, who is the admin for webinar, she's only in grade 9. Got it? She was in my internship program. So I have many programs for high school students. Okay, so grade and strength of curriculum. It is how well you challenge yourself, right? You can't expect to take all APs in 9th grade. And also, please don't go about rushing and taking APs. I have worked with students where they get C in APs. It's better that you get a B in an honors course than take AP and get a failing grade. If your child is struggling in the prerequisite, please do not push them to take AP courses. I know parents over-engineer things. I know parents taking AP Calculus BC when you've not done AB. Okay, yeah, why? My child can handle. No, your child cannot handle. You just assume, and then when grades are falling, you scold them, you embarrass them, and all that happens. Please don't over engineer. Take APs and honors courses based on your child's capability. There's no shame in that, right? I see students getting Fs, and it makes me very, very sad, right? Because the whole profile is messed up. So that's very important when it comes to course selection. Okay, and the progression is you start off with honors course in your freshman year, then you go about taking your AP courses and everything. Okay, and in a lot of school districts, they only allow you to take APs in the junior and the senior year. And you don't need to panic, because colleges ask for a school report that is provided by the counselor, which tells the admission officer that, hey, our school is like this, our curriculum is like this, we allow only junior and seniors to take APs, right? So they know that. So don't worry, oh my God, there is this other school that allows APs from freshman year or even more eighth, and my child doesn't have APs. No, colleges know that the process is in the counselor recommendation, they will know that. So this is the course progression. Okay, and also what colleges like to see is, if your school is offering that many AP courses, then they expect it to be reflected in your profile, right? In your transcript, it's expected to reflect. If you see here, there's these AP courses. A lot of my architecture students take studio, 2D, 3D, studio art drawing, all these APs. Okay. And then this is a transcript of a kid who did 20 APs, pretty much took all APs right from grade 9, but then he was deemed gifted, in the sense his IQ was fairly like in the giftedness. So what that means is a gifted child needs only 1 to 3 repetitions to understand a concept. A normal child needs about 5 to 8 repetitions. So if you are in the gifted program, a lot of high school, they don't offer gifted program in high school. They say, oh, go take APs and push yourself. Yeah, go. That is your giftedness. Here, I'll let you do it. So the student took advantage of that with the counselor to get all this. So he graduated with 20 APs, valedictorian, and everything. So this is possible. I'm not saying that every child has got to do it. I'm just showing you an example. Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you about the second component. I'm going to spend a lot of time on the first 5 components, which are very important. All right. The second component is the testing formula. So this is the testing formula. You have the PSAT, which you can take any year, but it matters only in the junior year. That's what counts. PSAT is for actually the National Merit Scholarship. Got it? There are a lot of schools that will give you 50% off. Like my student got into UT Dallas, full ride because of his PSAT scores. He was a National Merit Scholar. If you go to USC, which is University of Southern California, you get 50% off. Boston University or college, I forget which one, you get 50% off. You get some scholarship. Then you can take either SAT or ACT, one of them. Okay. This is the qualifying score for National Merit, which is 1470. It is out of 1520. The rubric is a little different. For any highly selective schools, you need about 1530 and above SAT, and an ACT score of 34 plus. I'm only talking about highly competitive top 10, top 5, top 10 schools. Not every school, but just the top IVs. Okay. Then I'm talking now about the fourth component, which is, I skipped a few things because as counselor, I don't have much to show teacher recommendation. I'm going to skip right into extracurricular activities. So there are 10 spaces that are there in a tool called Common App that you will use to submit your application. But then you need to start working on it from grade 9. And a lot of people ask me, oh, in middle school, I did that. No, the clock starts ticking once your child sets foot into the school, which is the school start date. Got it? Anything that you did before the school start date in summer doesn't count. The first day of school, that's when the clock starts ticking. Got it? So there are 3 components for extracurricular activities. Impact. What impact are you doing? It can be simple. My student picked dog poop. I have no shame in telling that. She came and told me, Coach Joe, I don't have extracurricular activities. I picked dog poop. I'm like, why did you pick that? Oh, I was helping the seniors. They were too old to walk their dogs. So I used to walk their dog and pick dog. That is an extracurricular activity that you're making an impact. So it does not have to be like you got the presidential award or anything. Jyoti perfectly fine got into all her schools and she got scholarships as well. Got it? She cleaned the sidewalks, the trails and everything. Okay. That's a good impact. Okay. And passion. Got it? What is your passion? It needs to like it be there in what you do. It's not just for counting hours. I had a parent who came and said, oh, I can give you money. Can you please write up hours that my daughter did in summer? I would never do that, and I don't encourage you to do that. And I'll tell you why. Because when the admission officer sees a red signal in your application, he's not going to call you. He's going to call, he or she is going to call the counselor. So the counselor has to validate whatever is there in your extracurricular activities. So please do not pad, lie, put extra hours, document any activity that you've done. Got it? Everything. Okay, my students, like they work in Target, in Starbucks. Colleges love that. Okay, it's showing that you went out to earn money and did something significant. You were not sitting at home playing video games, right? So that's perfectly fine. My student was a cashier in Macy's. She was folding scarves. Okay, I have another student who works in Olive Garden, makes breadsticks, and he's a server there. Perfectly fine. Got it? And look at extracurricular activities that are so unique. It's so difficult to write about it. Ooh, don't go. I mean, you will have run-on-the-mill extracurricular activities as well, but have one or two activity that's super unique that the college admissions. Wait, what? I don't understand this. The admission officer doesn't understand it. It's a good extracurricular activity, but don't make it so complicated that they don't entirely do it. Have something that's very fairly unique. My student ran a book club because she wanted to promote diversity and inclusion. So she ran a book club and she picked a book, I'm Not Free by Tracy Chi, which speaks about different qualities of it. And she ran a book club about it. So wonderful. It's a fairly unique opportunity and contribution that she did, right? So these are the kind of extracurricular activities that you need to aspire for and start from grade 9. And it should not be just to get hours or a line item. You should totally be committed to it because scholarships are tied towards this. It's tied towards the impact to your community. That's how scholarships are won. Okay, then essays, which you focus on in the 12th grade. They have to be standout, emotional, interesting, unique, specific, and quick. My son's essay was none of this. He was not a very good essay writer. And being a college counselor, now until end of November, that's all I do, like essay. My brain gets fried, but that's what I do day in, day out, and I can quickly make out. And a lot of times I get hired when a child doesn't get into any of their colleges, right? Then they say, oh, can you please look into the profile? I look at their essay and I want to cry because it's just too dry. It's like just telling. It's got to have personality, and I spend a lot of time, and I offer services based for essays. Okay, so these were the main components of a college planning or college application and how to build it throughout the years. Any questions, let me know. I'm going to speak about the other considerations. They are a little lower in that. They're not very low. Just leadership and community impact. Most of the colleges, they look for this leadership. Got it? So you're not going to get leadership in 9th grade or 10th grade. In at least junior year, it takes consistency. You're not going to go there and say, hey, make me the leader. No, you have to consistently work in a nonprofit and keep contributing there to raise to the ranks of it. You get it? So that's how you build leadership and community impact. Then, of course, the recommendations, although it was there, I'm just bringing it out now. The counselor and teacher recommendations are important. Demonstrated interest is extremely important. Internships, they like to see internships as well. Internships with companies or like working in a real job. Okay, then they love to see research. That is like the new thing. The research actually sends them a signal that your child is a very deep learner, has taken interest in exploring something. So that is like top colleges, they look for research, including that acceptance letter that I showed you in Duke, which talked about the research progress. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the most interesting and the most awaited topic, which is scholarship. And guys, any questions, please type them. So the common myths about paying for college is Ivies offer merit aid. They don't. They don't have to, because there's so much demand for them that they don't need to offer you money to get you into their school. Okay, and also it's not about perfect grades that will win scholarship. It is a combination of community service and leadership and everything. Okay, and also there are so many types of scholarships. There are scholarships for international students. My students, not all of them have green card or permanent resident. They got scholarships, tons of them. Then there's need-based scholarship. Then there's full ride scholarships. There's community service scholarships. There's scholarship based on SAT, ACT scores and academics. And then there's athletic scholarships. Okay, like I mentioned, H-1B, green card, US citizen, there's scholarship for everybody. Okay, and some of the scholarships, I'm not going to read them out loud. These are all the private scholarships that are there. And also students with disabilities, basically who need special accommodations like IEP, 504, ADHD, autistic spectrum, they all can thrive and can build an exceptional profile. I have counseled students on the IEP plan, gotten into Case Western with a lot of scholarship. Okay, so IEP success, that student got into pretty much a couple of students that I counseled got into pre-med, pharmacy, got scholarship from all these schools as well. So at this point, I'm going to ask you how you're doing. Are you overwhelmed with the things? What are your thoughts about it? Right? Okay, hang in there. All is not lost. Okay, so how do you beat the competition based on all these things that are there, like so many components, so many moving parts? Like, how is it that you can really beat the competition, right? So we'll help you with that, right? So my students have gotten into Cornell, early decision soil engineering, NYU with scholarship, about 43, 45K. I'm sorry, it's not very clear because they just send me a snapshot. Then Case Western, we've got a lot of scholarship. 3 of my students got into Case Western with scholarships. Allegheny gave 148K for 4 years. Okay, so there's a lot of scholarships that's out there. College of Worcester again gave 140K scholarship. Like I said, you don't need to like pay that ticker price to go to college. There are a lot of options that are there. Okay, Rensselaer Polytechnic, which is amazing for pre-med, gave 45K scholarship to my student, right? Bringing her cost down to 35. Got it? Yep, possible. And 90% of my students get into the colleges that they apply to. Over 15 of them got multiple scholarships last year, and my students win about over 2 million in scholarships in total. That's how I built. How do I do it? Right? I create programs and plans that are different from others that help your student stand out. Got it? So Gifted Gapper, this is my company. And I'm going to show you my unique solution. Prisha, you want to share the Gifted Gabber website, giftedgabber.com website on the chat. Okay, so these are our unique solutions. I do comprehensive counseling for seniors, but I have enough students that I might not be able to take any more of them. Okay, but these are the courses that I offer. For seniors, I have an essay. Like I'll tell you, my best talent is to find the best talent. So I have an ex-admission officer. These two are run by ex-admission officers. This is from Penn State ex-admission officer who will show you how to write a college essay and how to build a resume. She's an ex-Columbia officer, so she helps with that. This is mostly for the seniors. Um, for I also have a pranic healing. Like I mentioned, the teens' well-being is one of my core thing. And we ran a pranic healing session for students for taking SAT, ACT, and we saw very good results. Dr. Kripa runs this. I have a very unique program that I run, which you will not find it anywhere. It's publishing a research journal. So this is basically run by a professor at University of South Florida. It's virtual. So he's a vaccine specialist, a professor and a cancer specialist, and he guides students into doing research for 8 weeks and writing a research paper. And I help publish the research paper in different journals. And I'll show you the research paper that my students have written. It's all on the Gifted Gapper website. Just going to share the Gifted Gapper website. You can go there and see all the research papers that are there. So you will see in summer, these were the research that was done under Dr. Apau. And let me tell you something, that research is a research if it's done under a PhD. If you just write a paper without guidance of a PhD or a professor, it's a blog, it's an essay. So that is why I'm offering this program. It started because when my son was 15, in a high school, he wanted to publish a research paper on cryptocurrency, but he didn't do that research under a professor and he couldn't publish it anywhere. And I'm like, oh man, I want to fix this for other students. And that is where I built this program. Okay. And I also, yeah, it's all on the Gifted Gabber website. I'm going to show you. Prisha, you want to share the Gifted Gabber website?
Yes, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah. Yes, we will help them publish paper which accepts we help them publish the paper outside. It's called the Journal of Student Research. It accepts papers from high school students, and we make them write the 4,000 word paper. I'm going to show you the details. Okay, let me just show you the details of, because I see people asking about it. So basically you can go to the Gifted Gabber website. BS, DDS, they all need research. So you can click on this website and you'll see complete details. It starts on Saturday. Okay, so the students will have to write a 4,000 word journal, which I will be helping them write. So basically, this is the detail of the program that I run. It's run by Dr. Apavu. It's a very structured curriculum that they write. They will be submitting their research paper. The paper belongs to the student, so they can publish it anywhere. We help them publish it in this place. For seniors, yeah. So basically, this is where they can submit papers, but you need to write a paper, and that is what we help them. This is Dr. Apavu. He's the lead researcher. He's working on worm vaccine. So he gets a lot of grant in University of South Florida. So he's the one mentoring. I mentored them into writing the paper. We split our responsibilities. They learn how to write a research paper under me, and they work with Dr. Raj to do research deeply. Okay, so they come twice a week to my class, and then I have a program coordinator. We help them pick the topic. Dr. Raj will help them pick the topic. So they need to just come blank, and we will help them discover, like Dr. Raj will work with them to get their topics. Like you see here, These are all the kind of topics that was picked by them. They do research on cancer, like Alzheimer's, dopamine, cannabis. I mean, they just go wild. We guide them and we want them to go wild. Prenatal, how it affects a prenatal. It's all on the website, and I will share. Please review the website. Yes, it's all on the website. Everything is there. So these are all the papers that are published. And also what I have done is, along with the papers getting published, this is a long form research. So with proper hashtags, so anybody searches for the topic, it will come and land on their research paper as well, along with them publishing on this. On this page, you will see everything. You will see students who have published on the JSR. This is the published paper on the Journal of Student Research. If you see here, they were mentored by us, and this is their paper. Okay, so you will find all the details here. Like I'm really proud of this program. I created this from scratch with Dr. Apawu, who's the main architect. This program is nothing without him. And he's like the best mentor. I mean, can you imagine students writing about mental health or cancer or anything so we have a very structured program that is run here. I mean, that is my absolute biggest success, if you asked me. Okay. And yeah. And then I have a scholarship program, which is on demand. If you are applying for the BSMD, I have all the resources, how to look for scholarships for that. Okay. And then if you are a business major, then there is a course that will help you build a business plan or a startup. Because if you're applying for a business major, they ask you all those supplemental essays and everything. They want to see that in your extracurricular activities. So we help you build a company, build a website, build a business plan, and all that. Okay, then you can even author and publish a book. Like I said, anything that your teen likes or wants, or you feel like you need something, I will create the program for you because I can get the experts. It's all run by different people who are experts in their field. Okay, so this is a fall program where Neetu Rishi guides them into writing a whole a book. It gets published on Amazon. If your child is young, then you can co-author a book. We'll gather all the things that they've written and publish it as one book, or you can author a complete book. So that's another program that we offer. We have, of course, personality development, leadership, and public speaking as well. Okay, then this is fairly new that I'm offering in fall, because a lot of people in my Facebook group started asking me for AP. So I have wonderful tutors who have shown results. Everything that my sons have gone to, my son goes to him, and I've seen the results, right? And how do you register for the program? It's all on the Gifted Gabber website. It doesn't matter what major you've taken. We will help you with the research. Like I said, colleges are not looking for a major. In fact, we don't even declare a major. Got it? But anything, any topic that you do, it needs to be done deeply. Okay, this, I'm closing it tomorrow because we are full. I do have a coupon that you can apply. It's fall 22. You'll get $25 off this program. Okay, and there's a mandatory reading that is there, Molecules That Change the World. You can buy the book. It has to be a legal book. And then we have a final presentation, which is like an oral defense. They have to come and present their research paper. Okay, so that is what I have. I also have a lot of free resources and everything on the website. If you go here, scroll up, services, there are tons of free courses that you can enroll in. Okay, FAFSA, then gifted program, mental health, all that is here. It's for juniors, seniors, high school students, a research program. Then, oh my God, what is going on here? All the freebies are here as well. Okay, so you can download any free guides and everything. Okay, So that is what I have so far. So let's get the questions running. Okay. Prisha, you want to share